Thank you, Andy. Thanks, everyone here at ARC. What a great conference. It's great to be here. Going through digital transformation, as we all know. Some are starting their journey, some are midstream, and some are more advanced. So as you undertake those journeys and you get into the IoT side of your operations, it's important to remember a few things. Converging the IoT, AI, all the data models you're going to be building around machine learning, those are very important. A lot of it, though, is driven by culture and the cultural change and shift that needs to happen. I don't know if you've heard the term pilot purgatory by McKinsey, but we see it frequently where companies take on a project. Then when the project is over, they don't sell it upstream to execs. Execs don't come in and take a look at it, so it kind of just falls by the wayside. We at Microsoft have gone through a pretty big cultural transformation as well over the last 6 years, and I'll talk about that briefly. But we're seeing a lot of trends in the industry, as you guys are too. A lot of these govern the way we kind of go to market in manufacturing in general, the rules of competition that govern how we go to market and build our services and our offerings. We have a lot more demanding customers these days than we've had in the past. Their need for new experiences and new offerings. And all that has to be met with the idea on quality and delivering quality that's been really unprecedented. You've got to get things right the first time, or you'll be in trouble, and a lot of warranty claims, et cetera. So as you go up and down through your supply chains and manufacturing operations, it's very important. And seeing the complexity of the data is the hard part, honestly. So you got all your manufacturing data, you have your supply chain data. At Microsoft, we go down to tier 2 of our manufacturing operations in our Chinese contract manufacturing plant. And the integration of that over time has helped us with visibility from end to end and the whole visibility chain of data, from engineering all the way to the customer experience. So it's been pretty remarkable in our own journey. But as you go across the top of these around sustainability, it's very important. We just came out with a $1 billion fund, and we're coming out with offerings that'll help other companies and clients of ours in the sustainability area. So I think you'll find that valuable as you talk to our sales force. Workforce planning, honestly, Microsoft got its foundational roots in converting the old office worker from a landline, paper and pencil, into what? Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, et cetera. And now you got the frontline worker, of which there are approximately 2 billion globally. These are the people on your staff that go out and service customers. They service your product and equipment. They're out in sales. Some of them are even termed in your manufacturing operations around frontline. How do you enable these people where they're at? They don't come to an office every day with solutions and technology that help them to do their job more effectively. And so we're open architecture. I use an Apple iPad a lot of times during the day for my work. Microsoft is, opted into the Android operating system as well, as you know, with what we do. So it's been pretty phenomenal. And finally, around cyber, it's a real problem. It's a challenge. There are nefarious actors out there who actually want to get into your network and into your operations to do some pretty bad things. So we invest $1 billion annually in cyber. We have 3,500 engineers in our offices around the world, many of them in Redmond, Washington, uncovering 5 million malware threats a month. It's a pretty remarkable operation. But as we all know, things happen, emails get sent, somebody clicks on it, and then they get into your solution. So we also have a project called DART, which is pretty cool, DART. It's a rapid response team where we send out a team of individuals to a client that's under attack. So recently there was a bank that was under attack, and it was pretty severe. We sent the DART team in for a period of 3 weeks, working with them, working alongside with them, shutting down systems, helping them along until we were able to finally get rid of the threat. But it takes time, and it does cost you and your companies a lot of money. We understand that. Microsoft, over the last 6 years, has gone through a pretty remarkable transformation, if you're reading the press at all. The stories have been pretty incredible. Satya came in as only our 3rd CEO in company history. He's a longtime veteran at Microsoft, maybe 25 plus years. But he immediately went on a mission to change the culture of the organization as soon as he stepped into the office. And that's around, a few things. He wanted to clear the path for innovation. So as a lot of big companies grow and grow over time, you have a lot of product silo teams, you have a lot of competitive battles internally on who gets funding, you know how that goes. He and his team essentially cleared the path for innovation to happen. So he wrote a book called Hit Refresh rather. And in the book, he highlights 3 areas that may help you in your transformation journey. You might need to pick this one up. Number 1 is bring clarity to the organization. So cutting through the noise and focusing on really what matters. Being able to generate energy. So having those ideas and concepts and the individuals involved in your production systems, having them all be collaboratively excited about coming to work, as we are here at Microsoft. And most importantly, making things happen and doing it with a sense of urgency. Your competition is not sitting still. I see it every day. Last year was kind of a threshold where we're seeing more and more activity. And this year it's just absolutely ramping up. And the companies that are, according to World Economic Forum study, Lighthouse accounts, if you pick that one up, the companies that do it earlier on have a phenomenal gain over their competition. If you hold on to wait, it'll take you a while to catch up. So, and finally, we have a strong commitment to your data, to trusting and trusting what we'll do with your data. We won't give it to anyone. We won't sell it to anyone. We're not like that. We don't go into competition with you, for example. It's under your privacy and your control. We don't deliver it out to anyone unless you ask us to. The cloud is something people kind of get worried about, and I kind of get it. We have a lot of hybrid computing at the edge, so you can do your compute power at the edge in a factory and send only those data points that you really want up to the cloud if that's of interest. And then compliance. This is kind of interesting. I didn't know this stat. Obviously, we apply in accordance with all laws. GDPR was rolled out in Europe, but we rolled it out globally as soon as GDPR came out on every scale at every point around the world in all of our solutions. And also we did that with California's new privacy regulations that came out January 1st this year. So according to a study, executives really don't know what the compliance, not challenges, but legal requirements are for their organization. So we take care of that on your behalf. And it's something I think that within Microsoft, we're pretty proud of taking care of our customers. So looking forward to the panel. I appreciate you all being here, and thank you.